Hi, this is Dominic here from Dominic.ie, and today I'm just going to go over a quick summary of the James or OPT Fitzgerald certification that I did in Dublin last weekend, and it was long days, 7 AM to 5 PM both days, and we covered 4 major areas of assessment. So a lot of different tests to use to work out with individual clients as to what's going wrong or right in their body, where they need to improve on, and most of all just put systems in place so that way you have a sellable business model then at the end of it, and you have something to show your clients and customers what's going on within their body and where they're improving. Some of it people won't want to see, but it'll give people a better idea as to where they're going wrong or right in their training. The 4 major areas was: 1 was movement analysis, 2 was work capacity, 3 was body fat testing, and then 4 was physical assessment. So again, I kind of use a lot of mind maps, so they all look a little bit crazy and stuff's all over the place, but it's a very good way of reminding myself on a very quick little almost pictorial as to what I had taken from it and the different areas that were broken into, so I should use them. I'm going to be drinking some green tea here throughout, so be patient with me. The first area I'll cover is work capacity, and work capacity is kind of, I suppose, an easier way for the layman to understand it is basic, what they would see as fitness. So, it's broken down into 4 levels. 1 would be a kind of very beginner level, and it worked its way up from there as the way in which James taught it. But it kind of delved with different energy systems within your body, so everything from anaerobic to aerobic style fitness, and be able to test those different components. But again, it was there's relevance there from a beginner, very beginner standpoint, right up to the kind of elite level. And James went through a number of different systems in place to try and help us understand what we were trying to test for and how that then would relate to programming. So taking into consideration what you would then, and how you would then program, and what system you're trying to hit when you are designing, let's say, a Metcon. So otherwise you're left with this, shit soup training where you're just throwing in like, oh, I'll do burpees, and we'll do a run, and a kettlebell swing, and, and box jumps, and, wall balls, and, and just stir it all up, and hopefully that'll just magically get people fit. You have to be a little bit more analytical than that to kind of make sure that A, you're not doing damage with your clients, and then B, you're tapping into what you're trying to really tap into within that session, instead of this kind of like go out hard for like 4 or 5 or even less minutes, and then there's just this big fall off in let's say a 10 or 12 minute Metcon. So you have to kind of look at those sort of areas a little bit more in detail. And movement analysis was next. The major area, what we're doing in movement analysis, checking, mobility wise and flexibility wise, what's going right or wrong from left to right, and to see where you have imbalances. For me, I tested really poorly on ankle mobility, so I was barely able to move this ankle joint down there. And that would lead to problems up the chain, obviously, then as well. So it kind of explains some of the issues I would have with some of my shoulder and hip from time to time, and how that could be just plain, maybe just from my ankle. So I'm going to work on that an awful lot more. But we went through loads of those, and again, I'll be testing lots of clients this week, and even I tested one of my clients last night on her ankle mobility. It was like, barely moved at all. So does it surprise me that she really struggles to keep her heels down when she squats, or drive her knees out when she squats? No, because shag all ankle mobility, you're not going to be able to get into the right positions in that way. So just helped me kind of remind me to see that as like, okay, that's emergency number 1, fix that first, because everything else wasn't so bad on the other tests we went through. Point number 3, or area number 3, was body fat testing. Everybody loves body fat testing. Borrows an awful lot, James borrows an awful lot from Charles Poliquin on this, so it's a lot of biosignature modulation, which is 9 body fat test sites for females, 10 for males, and then you add up the total number, and then your total number is given as opposed to percentage, which I think is a way better idea than giving a percentage, because some people can get so hung up on percentages, especially as their body fat starts to go lower. So again, that kind of, you can see some correlation between your body fat and hormone, or things that are going wrong or right in your hormones. So some really interesting stuff in that area. And we used one of the Harpendon calipers, which big metal ones, which are pretty much the gold standard. If you don't have one, get one. And then the last area we were covering was physical assessment. So again, that was broken into 4 levels of competency. So beginner was You know, can you hold a push-up without yourself dipping and slacking? Can you squat correctly? Can you bow forwards without rounding your back? Simple upper body push, pull, double leg exercise, core exercises, bending exercises, and they would range from a beginner's level right up to an advanced level as to what the advanced guys should and shouldn't be able to do. And then how that would relate to, let's say, certain percentages. So what's your back squat relative to your front squat? What percentage of each should they be? So you don't start to develop imbalances, I suppose, and open yourself up to further injury. So again, a simple push-pull, like relative to push, what you'd be able to pull, and so on and so forth. Overall, I thought it was a fantastic course, very long, met some really cool people there, got to do a little bit of a workout on the Saturday. You know, it was a really, really good course. Looking forward to doing the rest of the modules with James Fitzgerald. Got to spend lots of time asking about everything not related to this, so everything from supplements to programming to nutrition, everything. Very, very open guy. Really recommend checking his stuff out. And because he borrows from an awful lot of different areas and he's put it together in a really nice little package, I think it's a kind of a really one-stop shop for a huge amount of areas. So I hope you check out his site, my own site, Dominic.ie, and get more details there. Thanks for watching, and look forward to hearing from you soon. All the best. Bye-bye.